Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Welcome to this video, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Hope you guys have been looking forward to this series. This is the Diwan of Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. These are poems that are attributed towards him. Now, the poem I have chosen for today is a very nice poem. Short poem, but it's very nice. He says, اصبر قليلا فبعد العسر تيسير وكل أمر له وقت وتدبير وللمهيمن في حالاتنا نظر وفوق تقديرنا لله تقدير. اصبر, bear patience, have patience, قليلا, for a short while. فبعد العسر, for indeed after difficulty, تيسير, there will come ease. وَكُلُّ أَمْرٍ, and every affair and matter. لَهُ وَقْتٌ وَتَدْبِيرُ, has a specific time for it to happen. وَتَدْبِيرُ, and a plan. وَلِلْمُهَيْمِنِ, and for the one who is the overall protector and guardian. فِي حَالَاتِنَا, in regards to our affairs and our matters. نَظَرٌ is a glance. وَفَوْقَ تَقْدِيرِنَا, and above our planning, above our measure. For Allah there is another measure. So, isbir qalilan. Isbir means have patience. Do sabr. Qalilan, for a short while. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ تَيْسِيرُ. Right, so, isbir qalilan. So, if you say qalilan, now in Arabic, those of you guys who want to go in a bit of depth of Arabic, get ready for this. Yeah, click your fingers, get ready for this. So, isbir qalilan. Here, you basically, this qalil is what we call a sifa of a maf'ul mutlaq that's hidden. Right? So we say, isbir qalilan. Have a short amount of sabr. Have a bit of sabr. Yeah, isbir sabran qalilan. Meaning, have a short amount of sabr. So the sabr here, the qalil, is actually the sifa of a maf'ul mutlaq that's hidden. Isbir qalilan. Have a short amount of sabr. You only say this to people if someone is being very hasty, someone is being very emotional, someone, he wants things in a rush. You say to him, Isbir qalilan ya akhi, Isbir qalilan. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ, and you might hear Arabs say things like this, لحظة, لحظة akhi, لحظة. Moment, one moment, short moment. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ, I did this as well, look at that, like the Arabs do. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ, عُسْر, this word has come so many times. If you know another poem that contains usr, put it in the comments below. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ, after difficulty. Usr means difficulty. Taysir. Yassara yuyassiru taysir. Right, so taysir means ease. Usr means difficulty. Inna ma'al usri yusra. Now this word taysir, it means to facilitate ease. Right, so if you say, for example, Zayd yassara li Khalid ad-dars. Zayd made the dars easy for Khalid. So isbir, have a little bit of patience. فَبَعْدَ الْعُسْرِ تَيْسِيرٌ, after usr will come taysir. In other words, if you're going through difficulties now, just have a little bit of patience. Now, how much is a little bit of patience? It could be an hour, could be a day, could be a week, a month, a year. isbir قَلِيلًا وَكُلُّ أَمْرٍ لَهُ وَقْتٌ وَتَدْبِيرٌ. Every affair, every matter, whether it's related to your family or your health or your work or society, kullu amr. So the word amr in the Arabic language is a word that's used in many different ways. Right? So you probably know this. The word amara originally means to command someone. It's an instruction to command them. You call this an amr. You have a fi'l amr as well. Like for example, isbir is a fi'l amr. And amr also means matter as well. Right? So if you know in the Quran where the word amr is actually used to mean matter, then put it in the comments below. So, kullu amrin, every affair, every situation, every matter you can imagine, lahu waqtun, has a timing, has a time that it will not be delayed from that time, and nor will it come before that time. Meaning, if you are hasty for something to happen, what you are failing to understand is that every single thing in the universe has a fixed time for it when it will happen. If you have patience and you do sabr and that time comes, you will not have embarrassed yourself. And this is unfortunately what happens to people. Like for example, let's say a person is trying to get through traffic and he presses the lights and he just has to wait for the light to turn red so that he can cross over, but he doesn't, and then he causes embarrassment for himself on the street. So he says, Kullu amrin, every matter, lahu waqtun wa tadbir, has a timing and has a tadbir, has a dabbara yudabbiru is from the word dubur, which means backside. Right? So the backside is called dubur, and the front is called amam. So when you say dabbara, it means you go over something and you go back and you recheck it, and then you go over it and then you go back and you recheck it. This is called tadbir. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this word quite often. Right? Yudabbirul amra. Yudabbirul amra. So Allah is the mudabbir. He is the one that He yudabbir. He organizes and plans, just like, imagine like we understand how a manager or a CEO would plan everything. Obviously Allah is greater than that. But this is just to get your mind around this. Right? So tadbir, dabbara yudabbiru, tadbir. Now, there is another word for tadbir which is used, which is basically a type of slave they used to have in the past, where if they wanted to free this particular type of slave, they would say, you are free when I die. So now that slave becomes a mudabbar. Right? So you've probably seen this if you watch my videos on Quduri, Mukhtasar Quduri, you probably are familiar with that terminology over there. So mudabbar means that, but here that is not what the meaning is. Over here tadbir means a very specific plan, right? A very thought out plan. So kullu amr, every matter, for it waqtun tadbir. Now notice how Arabs say things very interesting. Kullu amrin, he could have said this, kullu likulli amrin waqtun wa tadbir. Right? That lam could have been added to the kaf, and it could have simply been, for every matter there is a waqt wa tadbir. But what he's done is kullu amrin, he's brought it separately. Lahu waqtun wa tadbirun, he's brought it separately. And this kind of, shows us a very important point, which is that language in the Arabic language is very, very flexible. And subtle changes in the words and additions to words gives an extra meaning inside of the sentences. Yeah. So, like for example, if a person says Zaydun lahu kitabun, or you could have said li Zayd kitab, right? So that lahu kitab actually gives it more emphasis. You've got this more emphatic sentence, is become more permanent as well. You can actually, if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, I actually go through this in Balagha. So I've got 2 courses on Balagha on my uruq.com. If you're interested, you can contact me inshallah, and details are in the description below. So every matter has a waqt, a time, and a tadbir, has a plan. And look how, subhanallah, look how the poets, in this case if it's Ali radiallahu anhu, look how he thinks about matters, look how he presents ideas and matters and makes you open up your understanding. Because normally when you are going through a difficulty in life, you do not want to think about what's happening behind the scenes. You just want to get that thing done. If you want to cross the road, you just want to cross the road. But he's trying to open up to you the idea that, look, every matter has a specific time when something is supposed to happen. Wa tadbir. Now, who has set that time? Allah has. And who is doing all this behind the scenes tadbir and planning? Of course, Allah. وَلِلْمُهَيْمِنِ فِي حَالَاتِنَا نَظَرٌ. لِلْمُهَيْمِن. Allah is the Muhaymin. One of his names is Muhaymin. And Muhaymin actually is from the word haymana, which means to supervise something, to oversee something, to look after, make sure everything is going in the right way, and anything that's going wrong, bring it back, fix it again. So the Quran is also described as being the Muhaymin as well, right? So وَمُهَيْمِنًا عَلَيْهِ. The Quran is a Muhaymin in the sense that the Quran, it corrects all the other books. So if someone comes to you with the Bible or with the Torah and shows you, and it goes against what the Quran is saying, then the Quran is the standard measure, the litmus test for all of these books. Allah describes being the Muhaymin. If you know where this verse is, put it in the comments below. And if you didn't know that, put it in the comments below. وَلِلْمُهَيْمِن. And for the Muhaymin, in this case Allah, fi halatina nazar. Nazar means a glance, right? So nazara yanzuru, nazir means to look at something, right? So the Arabs use this word also to investigate something as well. For example, let's say you're investigating a particular matter, you say, he is looking into this. Like you say in English, he's looking into it, meaning that he's investigating it. So lil muhaymin, muhaymin has nazarun, has a glance, a look. He is looking into our halat. He knows what we're going to. So our halat is the plural of halatun. Halatun, it means state, condition, affair. So our conditions change. So in the morning we wake up, and at night we sleep, and then we eat, and we go toilet, and then we go work, and then we, not necessarily in that order, but we have all of these things going on in our life, and Allah is the Muhaymin. He's overseeing everything, right? Making sure every little piece is taking its right position in the whole, you can say, game of life, the plan of life. So للمهيمن في حالاتنا نظر. So don't think Allah is not watching what you're doing. You think, I've got to cross this road very quickly, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But you have to realize Allah is in control. وَفَوْقَ تَقْدِيرِنَا لِلَّهِ تَقْدِيرٌ. And above our measure, قَدَّرَ يُقَدِّرُ تَقْدِير, it means to measure something. Right? So to قَاسَ الْأَمْرِ قَدَّرَهُ. Right? So you measure. Like in the Quran, Allah says, وَقَدَّرْنَاهُ تَقْدِيرًا. So قَدَّرَهُ اللَّهُ subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like for example, when something bad happens, we just say, قَدَرَ Allah. This was the measure of Allah, meaning Allah had ordained this particular thing to happen. So our taqdeer is when we make plans in the world. And obviously our plans are going to be very short-sighted, very limited to the resources that we have. And in the end, we usually find out we made mistakes and we could have done it better. This is our taqdeer. So he says, above our taqdeer in life is the taqdeer for Allah. Lillahi taqdeer. Allah has His own taqdeer. فوق تقديرنا lillahi taqdeer. It's a taqdeerun lillah. Right. So again, the sentence, if you were to stretch this sentence out and you were to put the words into sequence, you would say, taqdeerun lillahi fawqa taqdeerina. There is a taqdeer for Allah which is above our taqdeer. Right? That's how the sentence would have been. So this is also something you have to get familiar with in the Arabic language, especially when you're reading poetry. I know Urdu poetry, if you're familiar with Urdu poetry, there's a lot of shifting words here and there, putting some words at the beginning. You don't normally speak like you have words in Urdu poetry. Likewise in Arabic as well. Right? So you might have some words put at the front and the back just to make the words fit the pattern of the poem. So above our taqdeer is Allah's taqdeer. Now when the word above is mentioned here, it means like overpowering, controlling our taqdeer. We might make some plans, but Allah's plan, it overpowers our plans, right? Overrides our plans. Beautiful poem, isn't it? Do you enjoy this poem? What was your favorite part of this poem? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to understand how you guys reflected on this poem. So my favorite part was this, لِلْمُحَيْمِنِ فِي حَالَاتِنَا نَظَرًا. I like this part. Yeah, the Muhaymin, Allah, the one who oversees everything, He has a nazar. He has this look, this glance at our states. He knows exactly what's happening. And so we should be very cautious with the way that we behave and do things, because it's all about controlling the emotions, isn't it? That's what gaining sabr is one of the hardest things that I find sabr very, very hard. Let me know if you guys find sabr very hard. I can do it sometimes. Sometimes I lose it and then later on I regret. Okay. طيب. يقول اصبر قليلا يا أخي تريث لوقت قليل فبعد الأسر بعد الصعوبة سيأتي اليسر سيأتي السهولة بعد الصعوبة سيتيسر الأمر لك سيأتي الأمر على كيفك كما تشاء وكل أمر له وقت وتدبير كل أمر كل ما يكون في الدنيا وفي الأرض وفي السماء مهما يكون من هذا الأمر فله توقيت له وقت محدد لا يتجاوز هذا الوقت لكل نبأ مستقر وتدبير دبر يدبر التدبير له خطط الخطة التي خطها الله سبحانه وتعالى لأمرك لحياتك لأهلك ولغير ذلك كل هذا كائنا وسيكون كما أراده الله سبحانه وتعالى لا يقدر أحد أن يتجاوز هذا ويعجز الله تعالى في شيء. نعم. فسيدنا علي يريد أن يذكر الناس بأن الصبر هو ملاك الأمر. الصبر هو الشيء الذي لو تمسكت به لا تندم بعده، لأن كل أمر سيقع كما قدره الله سبحانه وتعالى، كما حدد وقته. الموت سيأتي في وقته، وأنت إذا سقطت على الأرض وكسرت يدك مثلا، فهذا الأمر كان شيء سيقع لا محالة. وللمهيمن في حالاتنا نظر. وللمهيمن، المهيمن المراد من المهيمن هو الذي يرى جميع الأمور. نعم، الذي يدبر جميع الأمور ويرتبها ترتيبا ويحافظ عليها، نعم، حتى لا يقع شيء مما لا ينبغي أن يكون في حالاتنا، يعني في أحوالنا، في أمورنا من الصباح إلى المساء. نظر يعني الله سبحانه وتعالى ينظر إلى هذه الأمور ويغير ما يشاء. وفوق تقديرنا لله تقدير، يعني فوق ما نحن نقدر في الدنيا، فوق الخطة التي نخطها نحن في الدنيا ونفكر فيها ونجعل لأنفسنا لها مثلا خريطة، فالله سبحانه وتعالى قد قدر الخريطة التي لكل ما سيكون في العالم. نعم، وهذا التقدير فوق تقديرنا، معناه أن تقدير الله سبحانه وتعالى سيغلب تقدير. مثلا أنا إذا أريد أن آكل مثلا سمك اليوم، ولكن الله سبحانه وتعالى أراد أن لا آكل هذا السمك، فسيكون كما أراد الله سبحانه وتعالى. وهذا أيضا ما جاء في الآيات في القرآن. وإذا عرفت شيء من الآيات أو الأحاديث مما يتعلق بهذا اكتبها في تعليقات تحت. وآية واحدة التي أو الحديث الواحد الذي ذكرتها هو الحديث الذي قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم لابن عباس أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن يضروك بشيء لم يضروك بشيء إلا بما كتبه الله لك. نعم، أن الله سبحانه وتعالى هو قدر أن هذا الضرر إذا كان ينبغي أن يصل إليك لا يقدر أحد دفعه، وكذلك إذا أراد الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوصل إليك النفع فلا أحد يقدر أن يدفع عنك هذا النفع. طيب، جزاكم الله خير. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know in the comments below. You can email me as well. Email is there as well. And inshallah, I will see you guys next time. And thank you to my patrons as well who support my channel. If you guys want to support my channel, or you know someone who wants to support my channel, please reach out to me. You can speak to me about it, inshallah. I would really like it if you guys support my channel. It helps me to be able to grow the work that I do and get the work out to people so that people can free of charge watch these types of videos. Anyway, guys, like I said, hit the like, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.